The year 2022 will be etched in history for the return of war to Europe. This year marked a significant turning point as the continent, which had enjoyed relative peace for decades, was suddenly thrust back into the horrors of conflict. Russia's invasion of Ukraine sent shockwaves across the globe, reverberating through international corridors of power and shaking the foundations of global diplomacy. The invasion shattered the fragile post-Cold War peace, bringing back memories of a divided Europe and reigniting fears of a new era of geopolitical instability. The United States, along with its allies, responded with unprecedented sanctions aimed at crippling the Russian economy. These measures were designed to isolate Russia financially and politically, sending a clear message of condemnation. These sanctions, while targeting Russia, have had far-reaching consequences, affecting global markets and economies. The ripple effects have been felt worldwide, creating a complex web of economic challenges. Countries like India have found themselves ensnared in this intricate web of geopolitical and economic pressures, struggling to balance their own national interests with the demands of the international community. This essay will delve into the impact of US sanctions on Russia, examining how these measures have reshaped the global economic landscape and altered international relations. We will explore their ripple effects on India, a country that has historically maintained strong ties with Russia, and how these sanctions have forced India to navigate a new geopolitical reality. Additionally, we will consider the broader implications for the future of US-India relations, as both nations seek to redefine their partnership in light of these global shifts. The recent arrest of Sanjay Kaushik, an Indian businessman accused of violating these sanctions, has brought this issue into sharp focus, underscoring the real-world consequences of these geopolitical maneuvers. This incident highlights the difficult choices facing India in a rapidly changing world order, as it seeks to balance its historical alliances with new global realities and pressures. The US response to the Ukraine crisis has been swift and multifaceted. Beyond military aid to Ukraine, the Biden administration has unleashed a barrage of economic sanctions targeting Russia's financial institutions, energy sector, and key oligarchs. These sanctions are designed to isolate Russia from the global financial system, cripple its ability to wage war, and pressure Putin to change course. The US has imposed export controls on sensitive technologies, including semiconductors and software, crucial for Russia's military and technological advancement. American companies have been barred from doing business with sanctioned Russian entities, and individuals deemed complicit in supporting the war effort have faced asset freezes and travel bans. India finds itself in a particularly precarious position as the US and its allies seek to build a united front against Russia. New Delhi has long-standing defense and strategic ties with Moscow, dating back to the Cold War era. Russia remains India's largest supplier of arms and military equipment, playing a crucial role in India's national security calculus, particularly in the context of its tense relationship with China. At the same time, India has cultivated a growing strategic partnership with the United States, driven by shared concerns over China's assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific region. India is a key pillar of the US's Indo-Pacific strategy, and the two countries have deepened cooperation on defense, trade, and technology. Section 4. The Sanjay Kaushik case, a line in the sand? The recent arrest of Sanjay Kaushik, an Indian businessman accused of supplying sensitive technologies to Russia in violation of US sanctions, has brought the complexities of this triangular relationship into sharp relief. Kaushik's arrest, while still under investigation, has sparked outrage in India, with some viewing it as an example of US overreach and a disregard for India's strategic autonomy. The case has fueled concerns that US sanctions could inadvertently ensnare Indian businesses operating in sensitive sectors, putting them at risk of hefty fines and legal repercussions. The episode has also reignited the debate within India about the need for greater self-reliance in critical technologies to reduce dependence on external actors. Section 5. Collateral damage, Indian businesses caught in the crossfire. Beyond the Sanjay Kaushik case, there are broader concerns about the collateral damage to Indian businesses from US sanctions on Russia. These sanctions, aimed at curbing Russia's geopolitical maneuvers, have inadvertently placed Indian enterprises in a precarious position. India's energy sector, for instance, has been significantly impacted by the sanctions. Some Indian refiners are facing considerable difficulties in securing payments for Russian oil purchases, which has disrupted their operations and financial planning. While India has continued to purchase discounted Russian oil, navigating the sanctions regime and finding alternative payment mechanisms has added layers of complexity and cost. This has forced Indian companies to innovate and adapt quickly, often at a substantial expense. Furthermore, Indian companies operating in sectors like pharmaceuticals, IT, and manufacturing that have ties to Russia are grappling with the uncertainty and disruptions caused by the sanctions. These sectors, which are crucial to India's economy, are now facing challenges in maintaining their supply chains and business relationships. The chilling effect of potential US penalties has led some companies to re-evaluate their exposure to the Russian market, potentially impacting bilateral trade and investment flows. This re-evaluation process is not only time-consuming, but also fraught with the risk of losing valuable business opportunities and partnerships that have been built over years. Section 6. The Human Cost, a Story of Dreams Deferred. Beyond the geopolitical calculations and economic implications, the US-India-Russia triangle also has a human dimension. This dimension is often overlooked, but is crucial in understanding the full impact of international relations. The United States is home to a large and vibrant Indian diaspora, many of whom maintain close ties to their homeland. These ties are not just cultural, but also economic and emotional, creating a complex web of relationships that span continents. The tightening of US visa policies in recent years, coupled with the economic fallout from the pandemic and the Ukraine war, has created a sense of uncertainty and anxiety within the Indian community. This has led to sleepless nights and endless waiting for many families. The American dream, once a powerful magnet for students, professionals, and entrepreneurs from India, now seems increasingly out of reach for many. The dream that promised endless opportunities and a better life is now shrouded in doubt and uncertainty. The backlog of visa applications, which seems to grow longer by the day, the difficulty in securing work permits, which has become a Herculean task, and the rising cost of living in the US have forced many Indians to reconsider their options, weighing the pros and cons of staying versus returning home, leading to a brain drain back to India or to other destinations. This reverse migration is not just a loss for the individuals, but also for the countries that lose out on their talent and potential. Section 7. The Road Ahead, Navigating a Multipolar World. The arrest of Sanjay Kaushik and the broader fallout from US sanctions on Russia underscore the challenges facing India in a world increasingly defined by great power competition. India, with its growing economic and geopolitical clout, is no longer content to be a junior partner in any alliance system. It seeks to chart its course, safeguarding its interests while engaging with multiple poles of power. The US, for its part, must recognize India's unique position and strategic compulsions. A transactional approach that views India solely through the lens of countering China is unlikely to succeed. The US needs to engage with India as a partner with its own agency and aspirations, respecting its right to maintain strategic autonomy and pursue its interests.